I don't know why pile number 2 needs to hear this, but in life there will be distractions, but you do not let the distractions conquer you, or you do not let the distractions take you off track from your original purpose. Pile number 2. And to myself, as you see, there were inconveniences. People just keep knocking at my goddamn door while I'm trying to get things done, but I prevail and I am back for you guys with no interruptions. So let's get this done for you. So pile number 2, welcome. If you selected pile number 2, you have chosen amethyst. I feel like clover is a message for you. You're feeling lucky, or you are wanting to bring in a luck, okay? I feel like you've been drinking less, though partying more. Pile number 2, your message is solitude. That's funny that I just said that. And I was gonna say you should drink less. With amethyst, if you have a drinking problem or are struggling with drinking, or struggling when you go out, you overdrink, carry amethyst with you, okay? Amethyst definitely helps you with being able to suppress your yearning for having way too much alcohol or consuming too much alcohol, okay? And it's on the full moon. So if you, today is the full moon in Leo. So if you're watching this video on the full moon in Leo, or about 3 days after then, which would be 1, 2, 3, which would be by Sunday, then I would suggest you to stay in. Instead of going out, stay in. This could be a great time for you to journal. This could be a great time for you to maybe cry. This could be a great time for you to get rid of all of that yuck and gunk that is on you, okay? That's when your cognitive juices will be able to start flowing again. Because for some of you, I feel like you've been experiencing a blockage in your ability to create, or your ability to get outside of your own head. So with that being said, allow yourself some time with this full moon to have your own retreat. Create your own oasis within your maybe chaotic reality. Pile number 2. Pile number 2. Let's get into your starseed message. Pile number 2. Let's get into your starseed message. Pile number 2. Pile number 2. Your starseed message. Also, pile number 2, I'm gonna wait for a second. With this energy that just came through my house, I'm gonna burn some fucking frankincense. So to any of you guys may need to burn some frankincense too, just like to clear out, purge out your house. Okay? I don't like people being in my house. I don't like that. Let's get this whack. Let's get this people energy out of here. Baby, I don't know what the hell, who the hell, I don't like that. Okay, sorry, pile number 2. I feel like pile number 2, you also need to be doing some cleaning up. I feel like you have some stagnancy that's within you that's really preventing shit from flowing. Get it flowing. You may need to open the windows in your house. You may need to mop your floors, sweep your floors. You may need to do a cleansing for the front of the arches in front of your house door. Whatever it needs, but I feel like there is some stagnancy, like that's got you stuck in one position, and you need to be flowing, or you're desiring to flow. Baby, we gonna get some frankincense going, okay? And one thing about it, 2 things for sure. Exactly, and that was the confirmation I needed. I hear that. I know that's right. I know that's right. I don't know what the hell y'all done sprayed in here, but we finna crack the door. Because y'all. What's in here? Whoo! Your girl done got that off. Ooh, we got 2 coals burning, baby. Don't play about it. So play about it. out of here. Do not like that. Thought you was coming in my house without having your shoes. Listen, I don't even wear the shoes in my house. You go get it, or your kid come in. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, get the frankincense going. But no, I don't even play that. The hell, the hell. Okay, I'm gonna clip that. Well, I'm gonna come back in the video and I'm gonna clip it, but pile number 2, we are back. I've got some frankincense. I'm gonna send you some purification your way, okay? Look at that, sending all the purification your way. Pile number 2, let me write that timestamp down. It's 18 minutes. We're gonna trim it there. Okay, so pile number 2, let's get into your message, your starseed message. Okay, so pile number 2, your message is as follows. Wait, it is not the time and things are still being woven. Inner authority, intuition, turn your guys within, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So like I said, this is a time with this Leo full moon where you can use all of that fire energy to really get the ball rolling of releasing whatever needs to be released so that you can be free, so that you can be agile, so that you can get the momentum going. I feel like you making distractions for yourself, i.e. going out, or i.e. not eating right, or not working out, or not making you time, or not meditating, whatever it is for you that you are pulling yourself away from in the name of distraction in order to not address the problem is really blocking your intuition, which in turn is blocking your creativity, which in turn is blocking your fucking money. Don't tell me your money not blocked right now, pile number 2, based on how these cards is coming out. So you need to make sure that you are living and your actions are reflecting the life that you are really truly saying that you desire. I feel like you are conflicted. You could be saying you want something, but the way that your actions are going about it is showing something completely different, pile number 1. So how can the universe know what you truly are desiring if you're sending them mixed messages? Things take time, pile number one, but things get done as you allow yourself to slowly go through the process of committing to the goal. So what is the goal? Set the goal, pile number one. Set the goal and then work towards it little by little. It doesn't have to be something that you conquer all in one day. Pile number one, I feel like right now you may be using friends, okay, or hanging out, like I said, to distract yourself. No. How are things going to manifest for you? You need to heal your heart so that your head is also in a space that is healed, so that your creativity portals are open, so that your finances is booming. Pile number one. Pile number two. You may need to watch pile number one's video in the future. Pile number two. Let's get into your tarot message. Pile number two. Whew. Pile number two. What I said about your finances is not in check right now. Your home situation, your stability. I'm getting some of you guys could have you been a victim of a fucking online scammer, a romance scam? This is feeling like a romance scam. Let me know if in the comments if this is resonating. I'm sorry if that happened to you. That's not funny. But with the 10 of Pentacles that came up upright and the Temperance that came up in reverse, like it's given, and with the 2 of Cups here, symbolism of the alcohol, or i.e. the connection or the having fun, something didn't go as planned, pile number one. I know it. And with the 6 of Coins that came out in fucking reverse, pile number one, yeah, somebody got your money in a like fucked up. Dare I say somebody also may have been like date raped or have date raped somebody. Like what's done in the dark always comes to light, so you'll get your justice. But it sucks that it impacted your stability. It impacted your finances. Like, this is rough. And I feel like you haven't even told anybody how severely impacted you've been with the 6 of Coins here and the Temperance in reverse, both of them. It feels like you can't turn to anybody. You can't let anybody know, or you have nobody to rely on that can support you financially right now at this time. And that's causing you a lot of discomfort. I'm really sorry to pile number two. But I bet you this will teach you better discernment. When it says devotion, with this devotion card here, it'll teach you better discernment with your heart and who you trust and who you allow closer to you, okay? I was saying that's why you may have turned to spirituality right now, because maybe you've hit rock bottom. We've all been... Everyone who's ended up in spirituality in whatever format has hit a rock bottom and had nowhere else to turn, and therefore they turn to spirituality, which in turn means you're turning to yourself. So you need to turn to yourself and to your inner self, pile number two, in order to get right, to address whatever it is about your stability, your family, your household, your career, your longevity, whatever that is that's at a disrupt or imbalance right now. You need to get right and address that with yourself. Therefore, then you can know what type of help that you can ask for other people, so that people can step in and show you how much that they can support you. But until you identify that for yourself, pile number two, then you'll forever be alone and feeling like you're struggling and you can't, and you have no stability, you have no connections, you have no partnerships. What else for pile number two? Yeah, you're feeling broken right now. Like somebody took the last little bit that you had. Like you said you was never going to do something again. You gave yourself another try at something again, and you feel like, dang, like I just been fucked over. Like with the Death card here is the final card that came out in the upright, and the 4 swords in reverse with the 8 of cups in the upright. It's just like, dang, I should have never allowed myself to come out of that asphyxiation that I was in before. You could have been somebody who just turned really cold, but in your heart you wanted to be warm. However, you knew you needed to be cold because people were shysty and you always seem to get fucked over. But somebody maybe allowed them close to you. You gave them a piece of your heart with the cups, or you shared emotion with them, only to then have to realize that shit, this didn't work too, and I have to go through the whole cycle again. But baby, you could have heavy Scorpio placements, or have heavy what else, Virgo placements too. Or your Taurus house could be in a debilitated position. Like, I'm sorry to you, but there are better days to come. You need to first deal with this Three of Swords that's still looming, that you have not dealt with because you haven't sought that refuge and that solitude within yourself. You keep running. You can't run. You have to address it. Step to the forefront of it, pile number 2, in order for it to be something that you can leave behind and say, yeah, it may have been fucked up. I may have had all these jagged experiences, but look, I was able to still pull myself together and be something, and to have some type of foundation. It may not be visually be appealing to everybody, but at least I know all my pieces. I don't know. You could struggle with self-confidence, self-worth, lack of trust. You could have been somebody who's adopted as a kid, or been in the foster home system. Dad say you could have maybe felt child molestation. Like, you went through some shit, pile number 2. And so you don't really have nobody that you feel that you can trust. You don't even feel like you can trust yourself sometimes, because when you do allow yourself to trust yourself, you still feel like you make bad decisions, pile number 2. Yeah, with the 9 of Cups here, you just want everything to be okay. And everything will be okay. But look, right after the 8 is the 9. Right after the 8 is the 9. But you have to acknowledge where in yourself you have deficiencies, so then you can start catering to those deficiencies that you have via yourself, and not leeching or looking for people to leech onto to then nurse the deficiency that you're running away from. No, 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 no. Death means I addressed it and I'm walking forward. It may look scary. It may look fucked up to people. It may look like I waited for too long, but so what? There's still beauty in there because I made the choice. Look at me. There's still growth for me. Don't allow a tower moment, something really, really critical to happen, to push you into solitude, even deeper into solitude, for you to address things that you've been struggling to walk away with, and because you've been just neglecting. I know you want more, but in order to have more, you have to be more. Let's read this 9 of Cups. This bountiful feast is held by a thriving support network of friends and family. Each individual brought something to share, so every member of the flock is provided for. Do you hear that? You have to be able to come with your own. In order for any group, situation, partnership, collaboration to work, every individual, a part of the group, needs to come with their own, feel safe and sure within themselves, in order to then be able to fully contribute and be a great member and an accountable member in a group situation. If each individual in the party does not feel good within themselves as an individual, the group will never thrive. The group will never be prosperous. So if you're wondering why your 10 of Pentacles is struggling, pile number 2, is because you lack that love of self, because you haven't healed your heart. And that's not to say that what you went through wasn't fucked up, because it was fucked up. But as adults, we have that accountability where we could be like, you know what? I know this is fucked up. I want a better life. I'm going to address it, and I'm going to get the help that I need, because I want to be social, because I want to be a part of group setting, because I know I thrive in group settings. But you can't thrive in a group until you address you. Pile number 1, you can't thrive in a group until you address you. Gather others around you, enjoy the support, and flex yourself in gratitude to support them when their time of need comes. That's because your cup is full. Once your cup is full, then you could be able to take a little bit from everybody else's. But if yours is not full and you're taking from somebody else's who's likely is not full, then what the fuck do you have? Choose people who actually reflect the lifestyle that you desire to live and the qualities that you aspire to have. You can't be around people who are not shit and expect them to show up and be shit for you in the time of need. Remember, in the beginning, they were not shit. Pile number 2. Let me get some advice for you. What's the advice for pile number 2? Pile number 2 advice. Okay, pile number 2, your advice is as follows. You have the 5 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. You have to let it go. Acknowledge that, yes, there are broken things that didn't work out for me, but I let that shit go because I trust in where I'm going for the future. I have my eye on the prize. I know where I want to go. I've been past the 2 of Wands stage. I'm at the 3 of Wands of establishment. So you have to establish that you're willing to let go of the past in order to acclaim the present. Pile number 1. With the Justice here in reverse and the present here, the Justice in the reverse and the present also in the reverse. You may not get your justice in the current timeline, but you don't need to worry about getting justice in the current timeline. Your current justice is taking the self-accountability to acknowledge this 5 of Cups, acknowledge this grief, acknowledge this dissatisfaction. To acknowledge it means that I'm willing to move forward. I'm willing to go through that death so that I can get to that rebirth. So don't worry about what others should be getting or how others should be viewed for the shit that they've done to you. Don't worry about it, because it will come to them, and it'll come when you least expect it, and it'll hit that person just as hard as it hit you. Pile number 1. Let's get into your closing tea leaf message. Let's get into your closing tea leaf message. A part of me is saying, let me check something for the 5 of Cups for you. We know better than to put all our eggs in one basket, but that doesn't stop the pain or loss distracting us from what remains. Do you hear that? So that's why the 3 of Wands is here, like I said, to acknowledge. Once you acknowledge that you still have more and there's still more to live for, you move on. Looking back with regret will not change anything. Start counting what you have right now. Center yourself with the present to see future potential. I don't need to say anything else. I thought maybe the book had something more. Yeah. Let's get your final closeout message. Okay, pile number 2's final closeout message. Okay. It was this one and this one. Then this one. Something about a birth. That's the only card that came out upright. Oh, we love it. Okay, just as once you acknowledge that you're leaving a lifestyle, a person, an entity, a feeling, a desire, a negative thought behind, that's where there's growth. All you have to do is decide, pile number 2. Decide that you are taking no more and you're fed up with the bullshit, and then look at all the great things. Situations start to unfold. You're able to address things that you may not have known the root of before. You're able to parent yourself because you probably didn't have parents that were able to parent you when you were then. So it's now you're learning how to parent yourself. But the first step to parenting yourself and getting everything you desire is to say, I'm done with the things that no longer serve me and work for me. Okay? Look at that. Triumph over trouble. So just when you acknowledge that, things start going for you, okay? And then that's when you'll get the love that you're desiring. When you focus on yourself, when you acknowledge and you've gone through that death cycle so that you can rebirth yourself, so that you can know who you truly are. And when you're just solely focused on yourself, then boom, out of nowhere, there comes your love, your happily ever after. I love you, pile number 2. Be sure to check out the reading. 2442. Be sure to share it with others and be sure to like it. I hope this helps. Because honestly, what is tarot if I'm not trying to help you? It's like, yeah, I could pick up on your negative situation or your good situations, but if I can't give you advice to maintain the goodness that you're experiencing, if I can't give you advice to overcome the bullshit that you're going through, then what is a tarot? It's simply just a distraction. And my channel is not about a distraction, baby. On my channel, we get shit done. We address things so that we can move on. We're not sitting here dwelling. We don't dwell on this channel. So if you want a dwelling channel, baby, this this is not for you, because we don't do that here. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a lot. Okay? Not even a little bit. Not even a lot. Pile number 3 is getting organized. I feel like pile number 3 is not taking no shit. Pile number 3 maybe he just healed from a breakup or whatever the hell didn't go right with them, and they're like, I know my worth now. So pile number 3, your video starts at 25, I don't know, 2540. I say 2544. Okay, so pile number 3, that means you chose Untitled. Okay, you could be a really emotional person. You could be somebody who as a child didn't always have the best health syndromes, but you are an overcomer. You overcome. I haven't connected with Untitled in a minute, so I feel like personally myself, I need to connect with some Untitled. But this is your message, pile number 3. Change. What did I say? Baby, this intuition is spot on, okay? You might as well call me Miss Cleo. Might as well call me Miss Cleo. Pile number 3 is going through that change, and they are embracing it. They feel it. They may have been fighting it for a while, but they are embracing the fact that shit, I'm new. I'm a new person, and it's okay to be new, and it's okay to embrace and allow myself and yourself to go into that wanderlust. Okay? I love that. Clouds are shapeshifters. So pile number 3, you guys could be shapeshifters, or you know how to make circumstances work for you, or at least that's how people see you. You're very transient. So you could be a person who travels a lot, or likes to travel a lot. Your work could allow you to travel a lot. You could live in a place where you could have lived in many different locations before. So by that nature, you just are very familiar with, you're a globalist. Okay, I love that. And if not, you're stepping into that, especially with this parachute here, who I don't know what it's a lot going on here. It could be you're stepping into a lot, pile number 3. I suggest you guys go look up Untitled and what it is and ground yourself with it, because me too, it is slipping me, but I know it's great for like emotions, overcoming, okay, being able to tune in, okay, all of that. So, okay. Also, pile number 3, you could have felt like at times you were inconsistent, or like shit has been inconsistent for you, or like, why can't I be like this, or why doesn't people show up for me like they show up for others? And now you're just like, fuck that. I am my own person, and life happens for me exactly the way that it needs to happen. Okay, go beyond your predictable behavior. This feels like deja vu to me, I swear to God. Whew, I've experienced this day before, in this moment and everything. Oh my goodness. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yes, the fuck I have. This is deja vu. Anyway, just because something has always been done in a certain way doesn't mean that it needs to continue to be done that way. So you are revolutionary. So some of you guys could be born under number 5, which are pioneers. That's like myself. We are here to change the system. We are not here to be like everybody else. So before, you could have been a conformist, somebody who only wanted to stick to the norm, or you stuck to the norm because you realized that's something that is usually celebrated, and now you're like, fuck being celebrated, I'm gonna celebrate myself for being different and for challenging things. So come on now, pile number 3, keep shape shifting. Okay, empower yourself, for this is time to be carefree, wild, and unpredictable. Go outside the norm, y'all. What is it that you know that maybe you haven't done, and you're like, well, shit, I'm going to just do that. Do just that. Do just that, guys. I feel like there's definitely something positive coming in when you take that wild risk. Do something out of the norm. Fuck what anybody else think. It may be in terms of like your dress. It may be you posting something more provocative. It may be you just popping your shit. It may be you sharing your art. It may be you sharing your music. It may be you doing music differently or with different people. Whatever it is, own that shit. Don't let nobody make you feel no type of way for being uniquely you. We need more unique people in this world who are willing to be the change and not wait for the change to be happen. And that's you, pile number 3. Okay, and I feel like this one wanted to come out. Okay, let's get to it. The first card out was Karma, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. You may have experienced that a lot as a kid. You with a kid, maybe they maybe tried to diagnose you or put you on the spectrum. You may be somebody who have heavy Scorpio placements. Okay, you could be somebody who, like in your family, you were born for somebody. You know that saying when they say that you were born for somebody? So you could have been born for somebody and coming through this life in order to break down the dichotomies, break down the taboos, break down all that shit, because you're going to be unapologetically you. You're not going to, in this incarnation, you're not going to be sticking to the norm and doing things the way that people of your bloodline have already done it. And shout outs to you. It's saying trust in the timing. Trust the way you came in on. Trust the wave you came in on. Timing is not running out. So baby, yeah, you have it all figured out. You could be someone who they say, damn, you're so wise and you're really young. Or you could be somebody who's older in age. You're like, damn, you look so young. Like, how do you say so young? And the trick to it all that you figure out is you are just here simply to experience this world. Nothing belongs to you. You should not be stressing about anything. And I think that's the greatest change for you. Pile number 3, I feel like you are people who stressed a lot. You are people who are micromanagers. You are people who always try to convince people that your way, not that your way isn't right 95% of the time, but you're done with convincing people, trying to have people or persuade people. You're simply being the change. If you want something done different, you're doing it different. You realize that the weight of the world is not to be on your shoulders. I'm here to walk my own path. Look at this reflection. It's like a dual reflection. You've been here before, pile number 3. But this time, you're doing it differently. You're doing it your own way. Look at that. Here's a person here. Here's a person here. Here's a person here. Here's a person here. It's like a reflections of 2 different realities. It's the same reality, but 2 different reflections of different realities, if you catch my drift. And the only difference is now you realize that shit, this is just an observation. And if I choose to not have karmic experiences, if I choose to not dwell in conflict, if I choose to see that everything is happening in divine timing, then baby, I have no worries. I'm floating. Because I put up those boundaries and I know that none of this is happening to me. It's simply happening around me. I love that for you, pile number 3. Baby, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. Trust. You've been here before. You've been anointed. Okay, you have star family to call on. You could be a people of the Pharaoh people. Never is there anywhere that you go where you're never taken care of. Pile number 3. Know that you're taken care of in all the globes, all the planes, anywhere you go, you'll be taken care of. Pile number 3. If you needed to know that, I'm here to tell you. Let's get into your tarot. Pile number 3. Let's get into pile number 3's tarot. Okay, your tarot message, pile number 3. Pile number 3, your tarot message. What did I say? Ooh, I love this for you, pile number 3. Pile number 3, your first card out was the Three of Swords in reverse with the Justice and the upright. Baby, it's your time to shine. Now the shoe is on the other foot. And that's why you've been reincarnated again, for the shoe to be on the foot. You've learned the hard way before. You've experienced the hurt and the pain, and now you've came back with the enlightenment now. Now you came back with the knowledge, okay? You could be a Libra, you could be in any air sign, honestly, or you could have heavy Gemini placements, okay? You could be a philosopher, I'm getting. You could be a psychotherapist or a psychoanalyst. Baby, I love this for you. Okay, with the Ace of Wands and the upright. This time you came back to do it differently. You've learned through the incarnations. You probably had 3 incarnations. You learned through the incarnations the purpose, the why, the intellect, the fourth knowledge of taking on the opportunity to do things differently. And then you have here with the Champion of Swords, which is the King of Swords. Like, don't play with it. Don't play with it. Look at all these swords. Prominent. You're a prominent figure. If you don't have the notoriety now, in your senior years, that notoriety will come to you. People will have you on platforms, ask for you to speak, ask for you to be the keynote speaker, the opening speaker here. Look at these 3 butterflies. What used to be 3 swords turned into 3 butterflies. And because you hold the Ace of Swords, you hold the truth. You are the justice within the way that you're living now. I love this for you, pile number 3. With the Champion of Coins, you may not, with the Champion of Coins, you may not feel that you have that token yet. You may not have been awarded that token yet, but that's not what you're living for, pile number 1. You're not living for the award of the token. Because you know through the experiences that you have that that's not how shit goes. Through this incarnation, you're simply being the observer to your reality and knowing that the weight of the world is not on your shoulders. You're simply experiencing. So if I want great experiences, if I want notoriety, if I want communication, I have to be those things. Let's get into it for you guys. Man, listen. Truth can be handled like a sword. You can choose to brandish it or conceal it, but truth will emerge eventually. However hard you try to bury it, another will come along and dig it up. Didn't we say that? And that's why people keep getting reincarnated until they fucking figure it out. That's how people pick up the sword in your dominant hand and the scales in the other. Okay? That's why people are reincarnated again, until you figure it out. So how many times do you want to keep going through it? How many times do you keep wanting to experience in this 3 of Swords? You have to make the change. A fresh dose of inspiration presents itself daily. Gently smoldering, the incense stirs and entices you. Look, a brief vapor. It won't last long, so swiftly help it catch fire before it passes you by. So you're seizing all opportunities in this carnation because you've been through several heartaches in other carnations, and you're like, nope, this time I'm traveling light as a feather. You're light as a feather this time. If you feel moved, take the wand and run with it. Who knows, your action might ignite someone else. So yeah, you being the change you wish to see, and I love that. The Champion of Swords is the Knight of Swords. The Champion of Swords takes flight in hot pursuit of their goal. Grasping tightly to their truths, they move swiftly with precision. That's you right now in this lifetime. You're light as a feather. So like I said, you may be young but old with wisdom. You may be old but young in features. Either way, you learned your lesson. And that's the beauty of you. You may be somebody that's very, very beautiful. You could have Taurus placements too. You could have Pisces placements too. What else for pile number 3? Pile number 3. Yeah, You don't get as much support as you feel that you deserve. And right now, yeah, you don't get as much support that you deserve. You don't. You had the Six of Coins come out with the Page of Swords in reverse with the King of Coins. It could be seniors who take your ideas and prophesize or prophetize off of them. I'm getting, if you are young, hold on to your ideas. And by hold on, I mean write them down instead of seeking scholarship or refuge or mentorship in the older people, because little do you know, the older people are looking up to you and taking your ideas and turning it into something profitable. That's why you're not seeing this profit yet. That's because they don't let you know that you're the champion of coins, because they want to be seen as the king of coins. Little do they know, they don't want people to know that where they're getting their greatness from is from somebody that's younger, but yet wiser. You're really wise beyond your years, pile number 3. You deserve so much more. And that's probably why people, because in your other lives, you probably have had so much more. So this life you've gone, or these last 3 lives, you've gone through so much heartbreak. But now you're like, you know what? I'm living light as a feather. Light as a feather. And because of your lightness, which means your brightness, people who have seniority and are not able to be as light as you, they're envious of you. There's lots of envy around you because of how much you can just ebb and flow with change. There are many people who cannot ebb and flow with change. That's your superpower, pile number 3. Any final messages, any positive final messages for pile number 3? The pain is over, pile number 3. The pain is over. You have the 10 of Swords. You acknowledge that you went through that, but you're like, my pain does not define who I am. It simply gives me experience and knowledge to know when something is broken and how to heal from brokenness. You are someone who are very visionary, someone who can move forward, someone who can prophesy, someone who can, someone who can conjure from their negative and uplift it into the positive. Look at that with the Apprentice of Wands. Baby, tell me it ain't so. Okay? You don't know how much people look up to you. You don't know how much people look up to you. Meanwhile, you're trying to build yourself out of the hurt, and people are looking up to you, aspiring, seeing what you're up to so that they could keep up. Would you believe if I told you that, pile number 3? You may fantasize about the greatness and about the things that you're going to have, and you haven't gotten there yet. The broader universe calls you. Look up at the skies and the marvel. There's a budding desire within to find deeper purpose and inspiration. So now you're called to share. You can no longer desire for other people to share for you with the wands here. You can't decide. You need to seize the opportunity. How are you going to do things differently? How are you going to seize the opportunity for yourself to carry things forward? You have many opportunities here, but you don't realize them with the Magician in the reverse. You think that other people are supposed to do it for you. Other people can't do the magic for you. Other people cannot do the magic for you. Even if they tried, they couldn't do the magic for you. You're spoiled for choice. Your dreams may need prioritization, or maybe you are getting lost in other people's lives to avoid dealing with your own feelings. So once you address what it is important for you and you act on it, your wishes come true. I understand that you have went through things that are hard, but because you've went through those hard things and you've acknowledged, hey, this is a part of me, but this does not define me, then life starts opening up for you and things start getting beautiful. You're really strong and really brave, pile number 3, for all the changes that you've gone through, and they have not broken you, but yet they show you how many options you have, how diverse you are, how multifaceted you are, and how you can use all of your pain to alchemize into glory and to make magical experiences happen for you. And that's why I called you Clover from the beginning. Let's get into your closing message. Let's get into your closing message. Let's get into your closing message. Closing message for Pal 3. Whoo, look at that. First you got mountains and valleys, baby. You are overcoming. Whatever it is, changes in your life, major challenges to overcome, changes. The big word for you is change. You are supposed to change, Pal number 3. Whenever things are uncomfortable, switch something up in your routine. That's what it's there for, to show you that you can overcome. You are resilient. Your story will be nationally, if not internationally, publicized. Keep going. Do not ever falter. Do not ever give up. Do not ever consider yourself not worthy. There could be nobody else ordained to walk this path that God or whomever you believe in. There's no other path, no other person that God could have given this journey to who would make it possible but you, Pile number 3. So own that shit. You have superpowers beyond this world. When I tell you you'll be nationally, internationally reclaimed, mark my words, Pile number 3. Mark my words. Look at this. What I say? Climbing the ladder towards success, opportunity, and windfall. When I say you'll be honored, when I say you'll be honored, there's a white man or a fair-skinned man who's on your body, who wants you like crazy, who's probably been talking. He probably even jeopardized his job to get you in rooms that you don't even know about, because he sees the magic in you. Baby. Look at that. What did I say? Somebody love your ass. Jeopardizing their job to make sure that you on the come up, to make sure that you are recognized, because they understand all the tribulations that you went through and how you got to where you got, and all the other places that you're going to get to in the future. I love you. 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 Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love what I do. I love my gift. I will never stop sharing my gift, no matter how many views my channel get or whatever. I know my channel does not reflect my greatness because of how many views that I have. I know my greatness is bigger than the views that I get and I receive on my channel. I know my greatness is bigger than the views that I receive on my channel. Amen. Ashe. And so with that being said, y'all, I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I will be able to timestamp it for you. Okay? And yeah, stay tuned. Love. Peace.